professional footage there. I'm a professional bike reviewer. What's up, everybody? Today I would like to give you a 100-day review of the Brilliant L-Train. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an overview of the parts and the components. Then I'm going to give you the pros and the cons, and if I think this bike is worth the retail price that it's going for. I'm not going to pretend to be some kind of bike expert. However, I did grow up riding BMX bikes and skateboards, and I was always working on my bikes. I did ride a fixed gear road bike when I was much younger. I did pay $325 for this bike used. The original owner said they barely rode it. It was lightly used for sure. I would say it probably had 1,000 miles on it. I've owned this for a little over 3 months. I ride between 10 and 20 miles per day. I usually go out for 2 bike rides every day, but I came across this thing on Facebook Marketplace. Didn't even really know what it was, but when I saw this Gates carbon drive belt, I knew it was something special because I have been working on cars my whole life. Gates makes excellent belts for your vehicle. So when I saw this, I had to do a little bit of research, and I was pretty much sold on trying this because the whole idea is it's got this internal hub with your gears, and that's where all the grease is. So as you can see, this is really clean. There's no oil or grease on the external components here, so it's not going to get on your clothes, your leg. The base model, I think, goes for about $700, and the upgraded model goes for $900. It has a steel frame, which is going to just give it more of a solid feel. It's not going to vibrate as much as an aluminum frame. I think it's going to be stronger. But the upgraded 8-speed is what you get. And this is the Shimano Alpine hub, and it's supposed to be far superior to the Nexus 7-speed hub that you would get with the base model. Now, this hub, I did a little research on it. This is what they're putting on the e-bikes. And this is the highly sought after hub. So if you can find the 8-speed, that is a solid find. Also, it has the hydraulic disc brakes, and these will stop on a dime. This is definitely worth it. I think this day and age, if you're gonna buy a bike, make sure you get the disc brakes. It's got hydraulic fluid in here. I've never had to like bleed the brakes or work on those, but it can't be too difficult. So then here's the front. That's got the disc brakes there. And so then let's come up to the seat. I actually did not like the original seat. It was very hard. I have a bony butt. My butt hurt for like 4 days after I rode on the original seat. So I got this Sally Royal gel seats from Walmart. You can pick these up for 35 bucks. They have them on Amazon too. So this is the Freeway gel seat. Love this seat, super comfortable. So it's got an aluminum seat post here, and this is a solid bolt system that they put in here. This isn't really cheap. This is nice and sturdy. Aluminum seat post clamp, that looks nice. And it does have a really nice stem or gooseneck. I'm not even sure what you call these. We used to call them a gooseneck back in the BMX days. It's got these nice chrome handlebars. This is all chromed out. Handlebars are really nice. This is a synthetic hand grip material, supposed to look like leather. They're comfortable. I kind of don't like those actually because it's fake leather. So it's got a steel fork, no suspension, which is what I want. You know, it's a commuter / road bike. The wheels look nice. And then the guy that I bought it from put these gravel tires on here. These are the Panaracer Gravel King SK, and they're made in Japan. So I did some research on these. These are supposed to be pretty good. Up here, it's got the 8-speed Alpine Shimano shifter here. I guess the older ones had the twist grip, which I don't like, so I like this. This has this type of shifter here. So let's get to what makes this a special bike. So this has the Gates carbon drive belt system. The sprocket is plastic. I did put Rock Brothers pedals on here. It's got the Gates belt. Like I said, this is an internal Shimano Alpine hub. And it does come with this kickstand. This does appear to be the stock kickstand. So the first con to this bike, I don't like this kickstand. This bike did fall over a couple times. I mean, if I just kind of tip, you can see this thing, how easily this thing will go. Con number two, the pedals are really cheap and the bearings went bad on those. So I bought these Rock Brothers pedals. These are like their mountain bike pedals. These were, I think, about 20 bucks. I really like these. You get really good grip. You do need to wear a shoe with a thicker sole. My barefoot shoes are too thin. I can feel these little nubs, so I had to get some thicker sandals with a thicker sole. Con number three is the rock hard seat. I personally don't like that. That's kind of like an old BMX style seat. So you're gonna wanna upgrade your seat if you have a bony butt like I do. The hand grips they're good enough. I would have liked to have seen some nicer hand grips. And then these cheap plastic bar ends, they could have used some nice aluminum ones. Those are pretty cheap. So let's get into the main con of what would make me nervous about buying this bike is this internal hub. I did get a flat tire on this bike and I thought I could tear it all apart and put it back together. And I got everything apart and it has a cartridge in here for the shifting. So this cable right here hooks up to this cartridge. And so when you shift your gears, that cable will move and shift those gears. So what happened was I took everything apart and you have to remove this cable here. And when I took everything apart, this cartridge came off. So I had to do a little research and basically the yellow dots, they have little paint markings in there. Everything needs to line up. So watch a video if you have to change your tire. And first thing you do is you downshift this up here to first gear. Because that's gonna release your tension back here. And then you can pop this cable off. And then you just move that cable to the side. Now, like I said, watch the video. Then you have your chain tensioners. You need to loosen up your chain tensioners. Then you can remove the bolts and then you can slip the belt off and pull the wheel off. It's really not that hard. Once you do it once, you'll be a professional. So back to the internal hub. So this right here would be the biggest con is the maintenance on this. Now, I've watched videos. I think I could do it. I think anybody with some mechanical abilities could do this. However, you need a bench and you need a vise. So when you pull this apart, you have to clamp the wheel into the vise and then remove all the nuts. You have to pull the gear shaft out, the axle, and you dip it in the Shimano oil to remove the dirt. Then you have to re-grease it and put it all back together. Plus the price of that oil and the grease and the kit and everything is well over $100. That I think is the biggest con right there. Okay, so let's go over the last con. So if you're pedaling and shift at the same time, it will not shift smooth. That is not how it's designed. It will kind of catch. And so what you really need to do to get a smooth shift is you need to stop pedaling for a split second, shift your gear, and then you can pedal and everything's good. It does shift super smooth. It's very quiet. You can be at a complete stop at an intersection. You can be in 8th gear, any gear, and you can downshift all the way to the first gear. And you're in first gear just like that. Oh, it's starting to rain. The next pro is this bike is just super fun to ride. I really enjoy it. It's smooth, it's quiet. I'm gonna move over here. I got this little canopy thing here. Got this little shelter. Actually, I could sit down right here. This is nice. I got a bench. I like that the frame is steel. It gives it more of a solid feel. It's not gonna vibrate as much as aluminum. I do think these components are high quality. It's got a high quality chrome seat post, nice seat clamp. This mechanism to tighten down your seat is very nice. It's easy to work with. You just loosen this bolt down here. There's a bolt under here, and then this top piece kind of folds over and you can slide on your new seat. I like the color. Actually, I would like it better without this white. And this is like a decal. I could be wrong, but it feels, there's a bump there. So when they sprayed it, it's not very clean there. I'd like this all one color. Like I said, it's got upgraded gravel tires. I can't really speak on how nice the original tires are, but I ride on gravel, so these are nice. I would recommend these tires. The hydraulic braking system is very nice. Very good stopping power coming down the hills. I just like how smooth the drivetrain is. Overall, the drivetrain is very, very nice. Much quieter than a gear-driven bike. The handlebars are high quality chrome. This stem, I've heard of this brand before, FSA. They've been around for a long time, so I do believe that's a good high quality stem. I think they used to make BMX parts. Anything Shimano. Shimano used to make brakes when I was a kid, and they've just been around forever. I just noticed this. So whatever this is your retainer that holds your bearings and your stem. That's FSA, so that's good quality. That's nice. Nice solid steel fork. I don't need the shocks. This is a commuter / road bike. It does have the bolts for your fenders, which I would like to get someday. It's got the bolts back here for your rear fenders. You could probably put a rack on there too. I did read that the spokes can break. I'm assuming that's if you're a really big guy. I only weigh 150 pounds. I don't think they're gonna break on me. I mean, the rims look like high quality. I'm not too worried about it. The hub looks generic, so I'm not sure what that is. It's got the 174 Hudson. I know that's like their brand. Brake shifters. I'm not sure who makes those, but they do seem like good quality. The cables are real neat. How they routed the gear cable down on the lower part of the frame. Everything looks real clean. Would I recommend this bike? I would say yeah. It would be hard for me to stomach $900 to buy this thing brand new. It's a lot of money. I haven't really done research on other types of bikes in that price range. But if you're gonna ride a bike every day, especially if it really is your commuter to get to work, overall, I think it's a solid bike. And if you're willing to do this maintenance yourself, or you have a local bike shop that does work on those, if you live in a hip town, more than likely you have a bike shop that'll tear that apart. I was reading that a lot of bike shops won't even touch that. So that would be the big consideration. If you're willing to do the maintenance on the rear hub, then I say go for it. If that's gonna be an issue for you, then maybe just go old school and just get a chain driven bike with the good old fashioned gear shifter mechanism. I enjoy driving this on the trail every day. I really don't have any desire to get a different bike. If I come across something else, at a good price, I'm always interested in checking it out. Like I said, I wasn't actually even looking for a Brilliance L-Train. Didn't even know what they were, but when I saw it on Facebook, I wanted to buy it right away. I actually jumped the gun and bought it before I did all the research. I watched a couple videos and then I went and looked at it and just bought it. I didn't care. For whatever reason, this belt-driven mechanism intrigued me a lot. So if you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead and drop them down in the chat and I will be sure to answer them. All right, good luck on your bike journey, guys. Peace. And I did want to mention that it's a good idea to rinse the dirt off of the belt as often as possible. Pretty much every time I get done riding, I just hose off the dirt off the belt. That will prolong the life of the belt and keep everything nice and clean. You don't want to get the grit and the dirt in there. That's actually what will wear down the belt and the drivetrain. And another maintenance tip is the 3-piece crank system has sealed bearings. So that's going to be better quality and you don't have to grease any ball bearings. You do need to buy a special tool to take that apart, but it looks pretty easy. And then you just buy your sealed bearings and pop them in. So that's another pro. Professional footage there. professional bike reviewer.